was very proud of this slide here. It's true. It's the Golden Girls. It's my very first PowerPoint too, so I tried to make it interesting. Yeah, Golden Girls. That's what we call ourselves. Yeah. So I met Tracy in 2011. Mariah, I went to high school with, and she introduced me to Tracy. And I'm trying not to read from my notes, but I'm going to. I met Tracy, single mom, nursing student, amazing person, and we just hit it off. I moved to the island in 2013. She came up to Nanaimo, spent the night, one of 2 nights because her kids had a party and the police were called and she had to leave early, but you know, it was the start of something. So a lot of these slides are just Tracy and I, because I'm a big selfie person. So. My relationship with Tracy is see a need, fill a need. Big weld robots, that was his thing. I didn't think of anything as a support person. I'm just a good friend, and through the conferences, I've now learned that there's layers to friendship. Adventures. I have permission from Tracy's family and friends to share a lot of these pictures, but it's the push through that I recognize that Tracy does. She's tired, you can see it in her eyes, you can see it when we hug. It's that feeling of, you know, I don't let her go until she relaxes, but it works for me too. Pets, you know, you have responsibilities, and sometimes you get home, as Kevin said, and a few of the other people have said, you're on all day in your job, and then you come home and you have responsibilities, and you're like, oh. Well, that's when I kind of just step up and step in, because I see that it needs to be done. In 2017, Tracy and I went to Spaghetti Factory, like we did, and she looked at me and said, I have a brain tumor, and I was like, pardon? And what does that mean? Freaked me out, and it didn't change my relationship with her at all, but it definitely opened my eyes to more, because I'd never met anybody with a brain tumor. I didn't know about acromegaly. I knew nothing, and it was a learning experience. So these are our pets. A couple of them have passed now, but it was cute. More adventures. Laughter. I bring light and fun. That's my role for myself too. I seek discomfort, and I enjoy making Tracy laugh. I have an app called the Finch app, and a couple of them are scheduled items that, you know, did I make Tracy smile today? Did I do Tracy's meds today? So that she doesn't have to. She can come home. She knows things are done. Adventures. We've been on a few. In summer of 2022, I went camping here on the mainland, came home. Tracy picked me up at the ferry, and she said, Jeff and I are moving to Kamloops. And I'm like, why are you moving to hell? And we laughed, and it was great. And then she said, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah. What am I going to do without you? You're my person. And then November of that year, I moved in with her and Jeff into a condo, 1-bedroom den. I got the den, small space. We didn't end up moving, and we moved to another location, and now the three of us are together. I call myself the family pet, and where they go, I go. She can't get rid of me now. Together yet apart. We can be together. Like, we've floated down the river a couple times in silence. It's rare for me. I'm not quiet. But, you know, happens. Crafting, we go crafting, we do things together yet apart, pick an item, we're there for a couple hours, but it's time too, right? It's time with your person. I would say I went too fast now. I'm like, I've already said that stuff. The traveling, you know, it's that recognition of taking things off your person's plate. Things that make us smile. Yeah, friend, just be a support. That's really I step into it, and Jeff's her husband, but I'm the best friend, and I just try and be there where sometimes he can't, schedules. Yeah, things I've learned, Acro-Home, that was very important. Things at these conferences I've learned, the Acro family, the supports. I've made some amazing friends and connections with the spouses or the friends. And yeah, thanks to Jeff. For accepting that he has to share her. He doesn't really get a choice. There's a lot of patience that goes in our house. And it's being kind to yourself too. We know that, I know Tracy has a long day and stuff, and I know when she crashes, and then I just go upstairs and do my own thing. But we check in, because it's not every day. What's your pain level? 20, 30, whatever. I'm like, okay, so be quiet today. Or, we use each other as downloads in our day on our way into work. And I feel it assists me in knowing a little bit more of what's going on with how she's feeling. And yeah. Last year I got to go to the conference, and there's Mariah. We're still good buddies, and it's backwards because I forgot to switch it, and so now it's our Awado trip. Yeah. But yes, seek support as you need. There are so many, not so many, but the Acro-Home helped me, and joining a couple of the Facebook groups, and meeting Deanna and Heather and Nikki and Mark and JD. They make it easy to come to these because I get to see my people, and I get to learn from the presenters and whatnot. And yeah, thank you. See, done. That's it. No more.
Don't. You did a really good job for your first time. I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you, Bruce.
So, when your best friend came to you and told you she was diagnosed with acromegaly,
yes,
how did you feel?
White noise, really. I blanked out. I was just like, what does that mean? Is she dying tomorrow? Is there, what's the level? I told you you're going to make me cry.
It's okay. That's what we do here. We're allowed to cry. So it was just as much of a shock to you as it was to Tracy.
100%. And it's those things that I know there was more in the background going on. And we talked bluntly to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So she just explained what was going on, and I was shocked. Went to my apartment, and she doesn't, she can't get rid of me now, and she couldn't get rid of me then either. Technology, calling, texting, daily check-ins. It hasn't stopped because here I am. But
so I had a friend that lived next door to me when I got diagnosed, and she'd come over and bash on my door at 7 in the morning and pass me a plate and go, "Here's your breakfast. You make sure you eat it, Mama," because it was a shock to me too. And she's actually one of my really good friends now too on the island, and we connect all the time. But it's important to me to help the community understand how important it is to have friends that support us, right? Because sometimes I don't want to rant to my husband, right? So, having a good support friend is really important too, right? And understanding the journey. So when Tracy got diagnosed and the shock was over and the appointments were started, and Jeff is a beautiful, wonderful person. I absolutely love him to death, Tracy's husband. And he is very supportive, and he is the same as any other spousal husband, very supportive, make sure that Tracy's taken care of. But you are also helping take care of. So it's actually making the load lighter for all three of you. Having three people involved with the care, it helps, right? Because with my girlfriends, I'll talk to them and they'll help me kind of see something in a different light of what I'm thinking or what my husband's thinking, right? So, like, did you go to appointments with Tracy once in a while? Because Jeff, he had to work, right?
Yes, yeah. I would go to appointments, maybe not into the appointments, but I'd be there so that she could come out of the appointments and download. I'm not, I'm an intimate, but I'm not her intimate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's different layers, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, come over to the mainland, and I'm here for appointments. And, I have a schedule. If she talks in the car about something, I'll, sometimes make a little note or write it on the calendar, ask her if she's written on the calendar. Not to be pushy and whatnot, but just to have another ear, as you say.
Yeah, so simple reminders to remind her, right? Same thing, my friends do that with me too, simple reminders. Well, hey, I know you mentioned this, which is good for all of us to have a close friend like that to be able to support us, right?
Well, and she's got me for life, and as does Jeff, because they, honestly.
I know. In any of this of the journey, is there anything that you learned that you would like to pass on it for advice for a friend to help a friend with acromegaly?
Yes, but not now.
Okay. So I know that as a friend, it's awesome when my friend comes and picks me up and we go to the beach. Right? And it's just downtime. You're not there to have a conversation, but you're just there to sit beside each other and gaze out into the ocean. And,
I don't need to say anything. Deanna's got it, so
I know that you and Tracy do that. I also know that Tracy does that to me when I go over to the island to see my friends and that. She's like, okay, what time am I picking you up? We're out of here. Right?
Well, see, now Bruce has moved, so he's not my touch person over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it is those little things. Like, I know, when, like, she literally can't get rid of me. We ride into work together. We come home together. I live with them. We have our days where, Jeff gets his day and I get, the majority of the rest of the days. But coming home, I know if the day's been a little rougher, we'll go by the ocean, and sometimes we'll stop, and sometimes just the windows are down and the breeze, and I know those are the quiet times. I met Nikki's friend last year, and she'd never been to a conference before. She didn't know what was going on, and I just sat with her, and I'm like, "You're here. That's something." And every conference I learn something. Cheryl, Mark's person, she's amazing. She's, just those little moments of, I only do one person per event, so sorry. This year it was Naz and Melissa. But just being here, being a support, being part of the conference and learning the little bits, they're sometimes
very helpful.
More.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have a question?
I have something to say. Is this on? Is this on? Hello. So I have to say, like, a couple of years ago, it was really nice meeting. It was great meeting you, Chrissy, and you, Janet, and to finally meet Jack Tripper. That was great. And I have to say, like, the more I get to know you as a person, it makes me wish for everyone that has acromegaly that they have a friend like you as an extra support person. Other than your spouse, your partner, you're just awesome. And I see the way you guys are together. You're great. I love you a lot.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
And Cheryl likes you too.